Olha, os times que eu estou mais ansioso para enfrentar são os brasileiros. Acredito que nenhum dos times brasileiros estão no seu auge, no seu devido lugar. Acho que tem muito mais potencial. Também é uma boa oportunidade para ambas as equipes. Quem ganhar, quem sair melhor ali, dá uma reerguida, dá uma confiança massa.
Também é um 3 contra 2, mas Shandi pra cima, de novo, na tentativa do desarme, já foi metadinho, Ailton por ali, Shandi, novamente ele! Tá lá! Furia! Ganha, garante a vitória contra 100 Thieves!
A Furia mostrou uma melhora muito grande agora para essa primeira partida contra o 100 Thieves. Mostraram muito mais como uma equipe, então com certeza vai ser um jogo bem difícil. Ainda mais que eu acho que eles vão vir com um gostinho para tentar ganhar da gente por histórias passadas. Então é isso, vai ser uma grande partida.
Pegou! Na ultimate leva o jogo, vai Sadak! Vamos, Manito! Vai pra cima! Acelera, Manito!
MW. E a movimentação. Nossa. Boa! Vem o MW, consegue fatiar o adversário, fatia de novo!
Love is in the air, especially for a couple of audience members. Now, welcome back to day 4 of VCT Americas Super Week and our second match of the day. Now, it's a battle of Brazil, Loud versus Furia. Geek Heavy here alongside Athena and Wyatt. How are we doing?
Great. I mean, that was a fun match.
Yes.
I was thinking it would be a little bit closer, but Lev look insane. So what can you do? I mean, it's still really cool to see them off the back of a tumultuous Shanghai to really bounce back.
Absolutely. They gave us a certified hood, a banger, I would say. And also, I predicted that, didn't I?
Yeah, all right.
I predicted that.
Yeah, we were
I'm just saying, you know.
That's crazy.
How is that crazy?
I don't remember.
It's crazy that I predicted something.
My memory is foggy.
It kind of is crazy that I would predict something. I mean, like, we got 2 capable analysts here.
Really?
But anyways, what's that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're both 2 capable analysts here. Anyways, let's get into today's match, our next matchup. Loud has had to spend their Super Week defending their perfect record against another Brazilian teams. Now, they had to fight to get a win against a new MIBR roster, and today they have to take on Furia. Now, what's the temperature check on this one?
This should be a win for Loud.
Yeah.
Historically, if you check in on that lower third, Loud is 25-0 versus Brazilian teams since the inception of this team, which is crazy. They've been so dominant over the region. And obviously, at the time, they were dominant over the world. This is the least dominant this team has ever been since their debut a couple years ago. And now it's, can they bounce back? Especially with Pancada, one of their original members.
Yeah, I feel like they're in a new form, and I feel like the addition of Pancada has helped them kind of be a little bit more confident, which is what I've been talking about previously. And I feel like they just need that confidence to kind of push forward, go past these kind of obstacles that they're facing. And just as a team, I feel like they've been doing pretty good. I know they've had a loss, I know they've had a win, but overall, I think just really, really good stuff from Loud, and I'm hoping to see them kind of step past that hurdle and really come into form for what they want to be.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, we saw Tuyz make his debut on the Jet, and it worked. So I guess the question is, why are we still seeing Sadak playing Neon?
I would imagine it's just, at this point, they've played so much of it, and with, I mean, to be fair, he has had some good maps. In the last series against MIBR, he was struggling. But against EG initially, he had that really good Lotus map, was looking pretty dominant there. So I don't think there's any reason to be overly concerned yet to switch things up. It's still a question mark whether or not this will be good long term, but I'm okay with it for now.
Yeah, I feel like it might really be a comfort thing where Tuyz really hasn't accustomed to kind of playing on the team yet, and so Sadak just kind of picking up that role. But we saw him have a phenomenal debut with this Jet. Really, really played insane. He was aggressive. He was able to use that operator to take map control. He made a lot of his own hero plays too.
I really think that Tuyz is an underrated mechanical player because when he's on the controller, especially with that team, he's just not super proactive. He's not taking a lot of fights. He's not really ever playing with an ego. But when you watch him kind of at length, like his crosshair placement is really good. He's very smooth. He has really good like first taps and bursts. Like he definitely, if he plays with some ego, I think can really show that he's actually a really high-level mechanical player.
Absolutely, and we have this tweet from Tuyz, pretty much just shouting out MIBR, saying GG's 2-1 versus MIBR after 2 years since she came back. Of course, he's referring to when he played Jet at, I believe it was TBK Esports, way back in the day. All right, so earlier, Elizabeth caught up with Tuyz for a quick chat.
Tuyz, the Jet was iconic. We loved it. You played so well on it. Is that a comfort pick for you?
Sim, porque era boneco que eu jogava muito no passado, então ainda é boneco que eu gosto bastante de jogar, então foi bem legal jogar com ele.
Yes, because it's an agent I used to play a lot in the past, so I feel very comfortable playing it.
Well, since you were so comfortable and you were so good on the Jet, will we see you on another duelist, like a Neon or just any other duelist, because you are so good on that role?
Eu acho que eu vou fazer o que for necessário pro time, talvez no futuro eu possa jogar com outro duelista, mas por enquanto é isso que vocês viram, sabe? Então é isso, eu vou fazer o que é necessário pro time e eu me sinto confortável com os duelistas também.
I'm gonna do what is good for the team, so it's probably gonna be what you saw, but you know, in the future I can maybe pick up another duelist.
Well, fair. Best of luck.
Now, Furia came into Super Week riding high, there it is, riding high off their big upset over 100 Thieves, but then Evil Geniuses brought them back to reality and kind of just humbled them.
Yeah,
kind of like what happened today
it really
with EG.
felt like, even though it was so close, I felt happy watching these games. I feel like we saw a really good EG coming into it, but we also saw Furia have a really good game against 100 Thieves, even though the EG one did not go their way. EG was looking so good. A lot better than what we just saw. I feel like they were ready and on top of their game. But Furia, they looked so good, and coming off of this loss to EG, hopefully they fixed a little bit of the things that I felt like they were kind of struggling on, which was keeping up with the pace, knowing how to kind of be proactive and have those good protocols mid-round.
Definitely. I also hope for them today that they're going to try to lean back into playing Icebox, because I think by far that was their best map that they have shown so far. Out of the 4 that they played, they looked the most coordinated on that map. That was the first time, I think, this year where we saw Furia with some really high-level team play. The fundamentals looked excellent, so I want to see them take it back there.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of curious to know what your temperature check is on Furia overall. Like, how important is it for them to play at a high level today? Because the stakes are really high.
This is do or die for them. And also, on the opposing side, this is massively important for Loud. We were talking about earlier with the standings, EG were, they're now 4-4, so Loud can tie up with them. Such close contention between those two teams to get into playoffs. So everything is really on the line for both of them. If Loud are 3-5, that's going to be a tough hole to climb out of for them.
Absolutely. Now, well, you know what? We're going to send things back to Elizabeth and hear from Furia's Shandi.
Shandi, I have to ask you, what would it feel like to be the first Brazilian team to take down Loud?
Eu tô muito ansioso, acho que é uma boa oportunidade aproveitar que eles também não vêm muito bem. Então a Loud sempre foi um time tier 1, né? Um time que brigava pelo topo, e eles estão numa fase um pouco pior, acho que a nossa chance ideal assim. E a gente tá bem confiante, independente do resultado contra a gente, vai fazer um bom jogo.
We're very excited about this game. They're not being, we used to see Loud as one of the top tier games, teams, but we are seeing that they're not really doing their best now. So I think that is a good chance for us to win.
Well, that leads into my next question. After their performance against MIBR, what do you think about facing them now?
Olha, eu acho que o MBR fez um bom jogo. A gente costuma falar a famosa lua de mel também, quando todo mundo chega com vontade, assim, para a primeira partida, acho que todo mundo fica bem feliz. E também, como eu falei na primeira resposta, acho que a Loud também não tá no auge dela. Acho que nenhum dos 3 times brasileiros estão, então sempre é jogos truncados. E para mim não muda nada. O quanto a MBR jogou bem, ou a Loud jogou bem, a gente vai com tudo.
Yeah, I think MIBR showed a really good game last time, but they were not able to beat Loud this time. Like I said, they're not going through the best. All the Brazilian teams are not showing up the best right now, so I think this is a good chance for all the games to be very, equal, and we have a chance for it.
Best of luck.
Well, that's kind of crazy. So Shandi said, Loud isn't performing at they're not performing their best right now. So this could be a chance for them. I'm kind of curious. So pretty much what he's doing is he's hoping for the downfall of his opponents as far as them not performing well. But they still need to perform well, right, Wyatt?
Oh, of course. But what he's saying is true. This is the best shot. Yeah. This is the best time there's ever been for a non-Loud Brazilian team to beat Loud, maybe be considered the best team in Brazil. Though, to be fair, I think they need to do more than just beat Loud once. Yep. But still, no one has beat Loud from Brazil. They are 25-0 against Brazilian teams. So the fact that it's even a consideration, that it feels like a possibility, is crazy. We have never been anywhere near this potential reality where they lose.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to be super confident going into it because they have had some sort of success in this stage, and I feel like they're doing really well in terms of finding who they are. And I've mentioned this a lot, but it really comes down to their play style, how aggressive they want to be, how they're going to be using their comps as well to kind of be that kind of team that they're trying to be. So, for example, we saw them on Haven playing the really good Neon Breach comp, and it just looked so good. So I feel like Furia is taking all the right steps forward. Meanwhile, we're kind of seeing Loud kind of teeter-totter on what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think in a similar fashion to how Furia were able to upset an off 100 Thieves, I think they could do the same to Loud with comps like that just injected so much chaos into the game on Haven. Like, they looked good, but they were doing some nutty stuff. Like, MW never stopped running at them. But that injection of chaos, a team that's not well regimented right now, could succumb to that. It can totally throw them off. They might not be able to handle that.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift gears to their opponents in Loud. Talk about Kawazine. Now, despite all the ups and downs, Kawazine has been putting up some major numbers, Athena.
He's been doing great. I mean, on that initiator role, he's able to set up his teammates and also be fragging potential, huge fragging potential. He's been putting up numbers, playing amazing, and from what I recall, I feel like he has a really big mid-round voice too. He's able to support his team not only behind the flashes and the stuns, but also using his voice towards those mid-rounds, being able to set up plays and enable the rest of the team to be as aggressive as they need to be.
I think Kawazine is really one of the underrated, fantastic, top, great players that we have in the game. And I think that's been the case genuinely since he joined Loud. He's been such an integral piece of them being able to maintain staying at the top level for last year and now trying to cling on to that this year. And I'm definitely looking at him to be one of the stars for the team, which never really used to be the case because they would always have so much crazy firepower on that squad. But now he's the guy that kind of needs to step up in that department, too.
Yeah, I actually really agree because we also talked a little bit about Sada being on the Neon and how, the way that he plays it is very strategic, using his stuns for his team. But I feel like when you pair that with someone like Kawazine enabling you to push forward, we did see a little bit of zoomies on the Sada. We did see him kind of go crazy, go forward. And so especially when you have Tuyz as well in that mix, it's like all these players are just so able to go up and fight. And they have all that confidence. And that's the biggest thing that Loud needs. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. They need to just be confident with the way they play. All their players are mechanically insane.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, the stakes are really high. Both teams need a win today. Loud needs to get some momentum and shoot for the top 6. And if Furia loses, well, they're officially eliminated. I mean, look at this. It can't, I feel like both teams definitely have something to lose, have a lot to lose here.
Yeah, again, first of all, Battle of Brazil, yes, but Furia is already so low down. All they're doing by playing this is proving where they stand as a region and is able to set up how they're going to build their roster or keep their roster even for the next year and how they're going to have that kind of play out. But for Loud, like you mentioned earlier, Wyatt, they're going to be 4-4 if they win this.
Yeah, this is a super important win for them. I mean, I forget what games they have after this, but their group is tough and they've already played MIBR and MIBR and Furia when they're heading into this. Clearly, they are the two teams that a lot of the other teams kind of just got free wins against when they were struggling hard. Now Loud are going up against both of them when they're looking better, which is tough for them, but they should be looking better too. They had that time off after Shanghai. They brought back Pancada, who was one of the original core members of the team that won champions with them. They should be better. They should be beating these teams. They have never lost to a Brazilian team. The Loud fans, we are stressed right now, all right? But they should be winning this.
Yes, well, you know what? Let's take a look at our talent predictions again. I want to see where we stand here. All right. Well, okay. So I ran away with Lev, me and Ender.
Okay.
And,
we got it.
But I just got to keep reiterating. But I mean, hey, look at that. Say it loud, say it proud. The majority of us are predicting Loud to take this one.
Yeah, we're all Loud fans here. I feel like, just to touch up a little bit on what Wyatt just said, is that they have had a lot of time. And I hope with that time, they've come with new comps as well. We've seen them kind of introduce the Neon and go with that meta. But I feel like they can definitely do a lot more with their map pool, because we haven't seen them play that many maps so far this stage. And I'm hoping that they have a lot more to bring to the table.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, listen, I think that this is Loud's to win. Furia, obviously, on one hand, they have everything to lose because this game is everything to them. But still, you know, Shandi said before this game, I think before their first game, like, that they were taking a very casual approach. Their expectations aren't like, we have to go hard and try to win. Like, they're just taking it game by game. They're keeping things relaxed. And they're up against a Loud where this means way more for Loud than it does for Furia as a win.
100%. Like, I'm really hoping that Loud has honed in on those fundamentals and the mechanics so that they can actually take this one home, because I want them to win. And the majority of us here at the analyst desk, we want them to win for sure. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Well, you know what? What we're going to do right now, we're going to send things down to the stage and get this one underway. It is Loud versus Furia, and it is time.
Riot Games Arena. Hoje é dia de mais um confronto brasileiro. E buscando a hegemonia nacional, chegou a hora da Loud! E do outro lado, para manter o sonho vivo, recebam a Fúria!
Loud is going into this matchup proud and confident that they can secure a win against their fellow Brazilian opponents. But is it possible for Furia to take that win out of their hands here in Stage 2?
I mean, it definitely feels that way. Look, we did all predict Loud. The majority of the people have predicted Loud to win. But this is a Loud coming off the back of almost getting upset by MWZera, who had not won a map until that series. Furia beat 100 Thieves the winners of the Stage 1 playoffs.
Wacky.
Most teams have been a little bit off.
Yeah.
This is super chaotic. After Furia then get just smashed by EG, expectations are kind of out the window.
Yeah, I feel like now it's kind of feeling like a 50-50 for me, a little bit higher towards Loud and Haven and Icebox to be these maps. Haven, we saw Furia put up a crazy performance. Yes, it was close versus 100 Thieves, but they had the Neon Breach comp. They were able to go forward, be aggressive, and do what they need to do to win that map.
It's interesting to see that Loud have picked it. They haven't actually played it yet, so I have two kind of questions in mind as I'm trying to see what Tuyz are playing right now. Because they could either, most teams are playing the pretty standard like Jet, Sova, Breach, Omen, KJ / Cypher. All reliable. And then we did see Lev, they brought out the Neon with the Breach. NRG played that comp that you loved, Athena. I love that one. And so I'm thinking they have two approaches, right? They can have Tuyz playing Jet with the standard thing, or they could have a Neon with Sadhak. And we know Furia are going to play the Neon again. Or, well, we don't know, but we're going to assume they're going to do that again.
Yeah, low-key, I do want to see Tuyz on the Jet op trying to fight against the Neon on the Furia side. I feel like that would be a really fun dynamic to kind of see and to kind of understand where he stands as a duelist. But as I say that, the Sadhak is back,
baby. The Sky. That's kind of interesting to not bringing out the Breach with the Neon. I mean, we saw Lev with those two agents, how great they can be at controlling the map, taking those early fights with all the stuns. And there's the Breach for Noswar with MW. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see the contrasts and initiators there.
I guess the thing is that they're using Sadhak as the stun util agent because we have talked about him playing a little bit slower. But again, gonna be super interesting to see how these teams fare.
Absolutely. Now let's head on over to map 1 and send it over to your casters. I hear they can get you a good deal on some illegal fireworks, people. It's Doug and Baby Bay.
I must confess, I have no idea what that is talking about. I'm not a plug for illegal fireworks. Do not bring those to me. Maybe bring them to him, though. Furia versus Loud, 25-0 for Loud. And they're going to be going up against Brazilian Brethren once more. We talked about how they almost lost against MWZera just a couple of days ago and how truly shambolic that would have been. But it almost feels like the stakes are the same, Dre. They've played 3 times across the history. Furia have never taken a map off of Loud, ever. This is silly.
Yeah, and there's a ton of pressure right now on Loud to not only win this match, but make it into champs, make it into playoffs even. And it's close right now. The season hasn't been that ideal for Loud. They started off hot. It seems like they've been back on the trot. Will be MWZera on this attacking side, already taking control of Garage, and Sadhak, he gets dropped, but Tuyz answering back, and Pancada with another.
The defensive side holding up very nicely across the middle of the map. Yeah, in the face of Sadhak dying. It's tough being a duelist, I get it. But Havoc doing his best to keep it close, to keep it interesting. They're going to try to rotate back, but all of the space this Les is taken through spawn is likely going to be the decider of the round. He spots them both, cleans them up. Loud get the pistol.
That was a frenzy of kills around mid. MWZera taking that garage control early on, but he kind of whiffed on his rollout a little bit, so that was interesting.
Hey, you're absolutely right.
A little bit of match rust early on here, but imagine he'll get warmed up into things shortly. These are some nice shots from Havoc, getting those trades, but yeah, that flank from Les, taking all that space in main. Easy pick'ems for him. And he'll take those kills anytime, any day of the week. Will be an investment of a lot of light armor on the side of Loud. This might come back to bite them in the bud. We'll see. Sadhak will be the forefront right now with that outlaw in hand. Spotting the jiggles.
And dropping Zan for it. Meanwhile, it's interesting on the other side of the map, while they were looking to set up a little bit of early C aggression, Khalil TP'd past a lobby, got up short, ultimately falls, but I would think that was part of the safety valve there for them. If Khalil's able to get a little bit of space, if he's able to try to get out on A, they can play around that, but not the case.
Yeah, it will be that spike being planted as well, so already a good eco round for Furia. They're able to do some more damage here, but Les, again with the flank. So now it's all up to MWZera, but he gets taken out by Kawazit. And just like that, it's already a 2-0 for Loud. Some rifles dropping, not the biggest of deals.
No, this should be okay, all things considered.
Team Ace.
Yeah, I think, again, wanting to note how Furia tried approaching the beginning of that round. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that as things play out. Having Khalil take a pretty bold early TP through short. If there's no challenge on the other side, he's just going to be able to take that for next to nothing for him.
Yeah. What I'm worried about for Furia, though, is with taking all that space like that, Loud, the response from Kawanzin was just going straight up long and then having Tuyz just pick up his short. So it's already the confidence that Athena was talking about from Loud that she wanted to see. They're doing it. And that's what I like to see out of teams, especially on the eco round. Looks like we will be having a tech pause already.
I'm being told it is an audio issue, and I mean, I'm no prophet, but I'm going to go ahead and guess it has something to do with that man on your screen right there, adjusting his in-ears. And maybe.
Yeah, certainly.
Hopefully.
I think he might have the...
Dude, I know that look.
Yeah, he had it on backwards for sure.
That's that. Wait, left and right? Do I have these upside down? What's going on here?
You know, I actually have these same earbuds at home, and I even have a problem like trying to figure out which one's left, which one's right. I find out halfway in the middle of my games what's going on, and yeah, it's sometimes it's a little too late at that point. Thank God.
That's why you're bottom frag.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God they caught it on early. You know, 2-0. Caught it on the eco round, but
yeah, I imagine this will be a quick fix and we'll get back into the action here very, very shortly. If you are just joining us, you've missed the first couple of rounds of Haven, but it's been pretty decisive the way of Loud. They won the pistol, and then the next was relatively clean, all things considered. Furia should be investing into this next round, and then we'll really get an opportunity to see how they want to approach the attack side default. I think given that Haven has rejoined the rotation without any changes, you kind of wonder, okay, is this just going to be the way it used to be played in the past, or what sort of adjustments are teams going to be making? I think the Breach Neon, we've talked about it a lot. It's such a good tandem, and I imagine that's where a lot of the setup will be coming from.
Yeah, on the side of Furia, certainly it will be like that. But with this composition that Loud are running, and I feel like it's one that they made really popular in previous metas, it can be so hard to bust through the C site because of that Viper wall, and to have it open anchoring in the backside as well gives you multiple different layers with that flash. It will be Sadhawk dropping low again. It's the second time he's gotten taken out first. Previously it was that pistol round, so Loud were able to bring it back the last time Sadhawk dropped early, and they kind of have the one up right now already. Cheating over towards that A site. Will be full opposition met here, and a lot of times this Viper here, that site smoke can be something to fall back on and rely on, kind of split the site in half.
Keep an eye on Kawanzin's utility here. Still has a flash, still has a dog. Could find a lot of what's going on, but instead they have no choice but to really concede the site. Utility dump. Tuyz has already taken a little bit of space. He's trying to fight back site. MW's down there. He knows he is. He's got him cornered, but he's the one who falls. Loud crumbling here as Pancada's the last one alive. I don't know how Havoc doesn't see him there. That's a sad way to go, but Furia are on the board.
Yeah, MWZera is just in the Matrix already. He somehow avoids demise from two members of Loud there. Sitting at like, what, 1 HP that entire time as well?
Yeah.
Just one bullet to the body would have done the job, but good work for Furia to get on the board and do it cleanly. So a lot of teams struggle in these moments when they're dealing with this Viper orb being up and there's players in short A, but this time around, it looks like Furia have a good game plan of dealing with that fight. A lot to do with that Neon wall going up, not allowing anybody like Tuyz to get early entry onto MWZera and Hell. This time, change of pace, already fast up long.
Remember, Sadhawk's had a tough time dealing with some of this early aggression in the beginning of these rounds. He's already fallen twice. MW will cruise right past the defense. I mean, he's so far into Hell again. Almost identical look to what we saw in the previous round. Still gonna have to reckon with that Viper orb that you were mentioning.
It's about to drop though.
I mean, it's drawn a line in the sand as it goes down. Kawanzin and Sadhawk join him. Shandi will fall. Havoc trying to stay alive. Managing to do so for the time being. Tuyz and Pancada. Now it's on them to try to retake this. It's a 2v3. Yes, it's the way of Furia, but Khalil is so weak. This is very doable. And it seems like it's getting a little bit better their way.
Oh my God, Tuyz actually invested that all and stuck it.
Nice reposition. Nazar and Khalil standing side by side, shoulder to shoulder, trying to keep this round alive for the attacking side. Tuyz playing mind
One
games.
enemy remaining.
Nazwer will fall. That's 3 on the round for Pancada. He's going to get all 4. It's Loud get their 3rd.
Yeah, he was so sharp in this round and really bringing it back in that 2v3. He snuck into heaven, got that insta-flick kill, and now he's sitting at 7-2 because of that cleanup. They played that round so well, dealing with this initial fight that Furia had done. And yeah, Furia have a great game plan going up against that Viper Orb on A site. But it wasn't enough. Pancada with the clutch plays and Tuyz just being a full-on distraction right there, using that Omen ultimate to get behind the opposition, being a little nuisance there.
Yeah, dividing their attention, forcing him to look 2-3 places even where he might be.
I've been really impressed so far with Furia, even though they're down in this match so far, 3-1, with how they've dealt with that Viper Orb on A. A lot of teams have never figured out that recipe, and it's been years.
There's a lot of space being taken mid again. Kawanzin getting the best of Shandi.
And that's the spike. That's full info for Loud that there was a rotation going towards that C site with the spike in hand. So that's why you see this heavy lean towards C. And rightfully so for Furia, not committing and being overeager to that rush of reaction to go C. So it will be a free B site. They can get this spike planted and take even more space if need be. That Omen smoke is too late. So it doesn't dissuade Furia from going into site. They're already past that. Pancada gets taken out because of it, but Tuyz, he's been so good at the trades.
He really has been. They were looking to take more than just space. They're able to take a little bit of the opposition down as Khalil still a spike in hand. And again, Nazwer not far off. The problem here is Havoc's got to be cautious. Kawanzin is on the prowl, now spotting him. Cover going out. Just a couple warning shots.
Impeccable kill.
Understanding that there's someone else around. Kawanzin falls, now the spike planted. It's a 3v3. The thing is, Havoc has his ult, but he's not really in a position to play for it. Does have 2 mollies. If they want to try to play around that. That doesn't seem to be the case for now. As the turret goes up. Again, Loud falling apart. Less than a 1v3. Khalil so weak. Nazwer not much better off. So far spotting one off the wide swing. He just waltzes right into Khalil's crosshair.
That was a great 4v5 win from Furia. A right and proper read. Going towards that B site, understanding that it looked like everything was shown towards C. Just that small little adaptation, small little step to not go in garage, go B site. You have a free site, walking all the way in, contacting. It's so important. It makes the members of Loud, like Pancada, have to face check if anybody has walked into B already, and that's why they get punished at the end of the day. And all of a sudden now, when Havoc gets that kill on the flank, it's 3v3 on a post plant where Loud have to use so much utility, make it obvious that they're coming in. Much like this obvious B hit.
MW working around his ult, working to get the best of less, and Kawanzin. The thing is, the spike hasn't made its way out of garage yet. This is so big, but the judge was not enough there. Nazwer gets both, and now the site is wide open.
One-man army there, running through garage solo on the breach. And MWZera has no signs of slowing down from start to finish of that round. He popped that ult to entry all the way into B. And I feel like it's an ult that's very good to use in an anti-eco situation. Even if you don't connect with those headshots, you're able to get the fast body shot kills, be a nuisance, be crazy to hit, breaking so many targets. You're going so quickly. It can be really hard to punish a Neon that's full momentum, full steam forward, and it looks like there's no signs of slowing down right now. Furia are putting on quite the pace.
They've won 3 out of their last 4. Havoc and Shandi with ults to play around. Meanwhile, Loud seeming like they want to try to contest some of this A main space. And of course, it's MW to continue to push the pace.
Last time around,
they're so far up,
it was
man.
a punish, yeah.
They're so far up. The Paranoia is from a really aggressive spot. The Thrash is from a really aggressive spot. And Loud kind of have to take a step back, deal with the pressure that's coming in from long, try to deal with what's about to challenge him from short. And Sonic seems like he's wise to it and ready for it potentially. But Havoc's going to do a bit of the same. It's a waiting game to see who's the first to move. Furia fall in a massive way, but Nazwer getting 2 back with ult online. 2 targets left. 3 found, 5 bullets. Tuyz now starting to creep forward. This ult's gonna be perfect, isn't it? Tagging him right up, filling in behind the space, jumps out to more utility, and it's a 4K for Nazwer.
Not only that, but a 1v4 on top of it.
I know, I'm great.
Furia, they look so confident entering into the site, but they weren't able to take out Kawanzin in short A. the connection on the multiple players, but this 1v4, this was disgusting. The double stun at the end to secure it. Beautiful work. We've seen so many times how that brief stun could be cosmetic. This time around, using 2 of them, surely that secures the deal, and it does.
That was so patient by MWZera too. I mean, he had a window where he could have swung just off of his ult, but takes a step back, drops the stun, and then goes again. Very nicely done.
That was so sick.
For as much as Furia have struggled, and they have, their struggles have been very well documented, MWZera has been such a bright spot on an otherwise kind of cloudy season for this Brazilian squad. And you see why. 7-3 right now from the breach. Sadak trying to spam through, and
my goodness,
the spam coming back the other way gets the best of them.
It's absolutely deleted.
Yeah, I don't think they know that MWZera's here.
Definitely not a breach this close. It's just so awkward. And
yeah,
they do a good job of pausing the clock, and no one's looking at MWZera. He gets a free spray transfer.
Dashing forward, getting 2. Now Kawanzin with 5 HP left in a stinger. Swings into 3 because there's really no other choice. MWZera gets the last. That's now 8 kills for him. As Furia get to 5. Louder getting pushed here.
Yeah, and it's because Furia have identified how to play against this Viper composition. So a really good job of prep work and whatnot. Maybe these teams have scrimmed during the remake of Furia and etc. Maybe that's why they have such a good read on this. But a lot of teams, like I stated previously, they struggle against this Viper Omen composition, and they struggle against the stall that it has. But Furia, they're doing a good job of hunkering down, baiting that Viper wall timing, and then executing again. It's like a double-layered approach to their attack side right now, which is why it's been working so good for them. And Loud, they do not have an answer to deal with that initial stall once they get it.
If they can play around these timings as they have been, it seems like they're going to continue to find success. Loud call a timeout here. Furia have won 4 rounds in a row, 5 of the last 6. Full momentum their way. And again, I just want to remind you guys at home of what's at stake here. Yes, Furia still have a chance as far as playoffs go, but I'm not even really thinking about that right now. I'm just thinking about the history between these two. 25-0 for Loud against Brazilian teams. Furia has never taken a map off of Loud in the 3 times that they've danced across, what, 3-4 years now, something like that. I mean, this goes back a long time.
Since 2022, yeah. It's been a couple years. MWZera, he's had such a good start. 11-5 right now. He's looked really comfortable on the Neon on this map. And again, it's been this fast approach, but once they get into this site, that's when they slow it down from the side of Furia. They collect, and then they use their rechargeables once more and take control of that further space. This time, it will be a fast B. They're going to run into less.
That's such a dangerous game to play. You know, as soon as that turret goes up in window, there's a chance you're going to get spammed.
Yeah. Les did a good job of getting out of dodge quickly there after breaking that turret. One wall goes up, and it's spotted by Sadhak, but he doesn't know how many members have crossed over slowly there.
Right. So all he can do is really spam the wall a little bit and try to deal some damage, maybe catch a free one.
Right there.
That's why Kawanzin has regrouped with them, try to get some info.
Well, they should know at this point. They've seen the Mosh utility, they've seen the nanos, they saw the Neon wall go up, so they know there's at least 3, likely more, that are knocking on the door of A. And this time, instead of waiting out the orb and waiting out some of the utility, they just fully disrespect it, knowing that they have the lockdown that they need to play around less. Managing to stay alive for now, staying up in heaven, now rotating through with Kawanzin. Op in hand for Tuyz as well, as he has arrived at the scene.
The saving grace right now for Loud is that there's not a lot of utility for Furia on the board, just some breach flashes, that's about it. So that's why you see MWZera playing so close here. He might get taken out.
Or he might get 2.
They line up, he's going for more. Oh, no ammo.
The clip is run dry. Keep a close eye on the minimap. Havoc was on this really late flank. He took so much time to get there. Fortunately for his team, though, I mean, Loud fell apart before they even got there. And it was, yes, off of the big aggressive play that MW was able to make. 13-6 for the Duelist.
Really good macro right now as well from the side of Furia. That wall going up, all the players behind it walking. We get the lockdown in an aggressive spot like that. Yeah, we're smoked off, but there's only one lane that can come from.
Right.
So that's why Sadhak just gets picked off right there. And there was also a paranoia from Khalil that was invested into that to secure any type of push that was happening from the side of Loud to break that lockdown. So right now, playing fundamentally sound and really aggressive as well. Fast A take already. Another 4-1. Less first point of contact, but he's got to worry about MWZera already creeping up on him.
Meanwhile, there was pace on the other side. Loud fully takes C-Long. And now they're fighting Havoc, playing backside. That should give them a really good idea that Ace should be pretty soft and pretty safe to be able to get through. With the alarm bot, with the nano, and then the crosshair train, Havoc takes a step back. This is all buying time, too.
Yeah, so much utility being invested on that flank for Loud and Furia, but yeah, you're right. That clock is just running down low right now, and this retake, it's going to be so hard to pull off, especially with a judge in your face.
Same position. He found success in before. This time it will be the same song. Dashing forward into 3. That seems to be where things slow down for MW. But again, he's been so effective from there. Loud have not been able to really fight for a retake because as soon as they try, they just get destroyed.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any time on this one. I mean, it would take a Hail Mary of a stick, but yeah, it's done.
So all the kills go the way of Loud, but the spike will go off. Furia gets to 7. Loud are in trouble here.
What a great start from Furia, answering back after losing the pistol, losing the eco round. It's just been full steam ahead after that. That's 6 in a row. And decisive 6 in a row, too. I feel like a lot of these gun rounds haven't really been that close.
No.
And they're doing a great job on the anti-eco. Yeah, they all drop here, but MWZera, he's popping off on a different level right now. And now he's able to invest in an attack side operator, another new look. So now it's going to be a probable slow approach while we try to set up a neon pick. Oh my goodness, bro. This guy's playing ranked right now for sure. Nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, if Loud is going to give you that respect and not sit you down, you might as well go for plays like this. He's taking all this space for free as well. He might get a pick here.
By himself. Meanwhile, again, Havoc has been called upon to be the last line of defense on the opposite side.
And to speak about aggression, Sadok in his own right. Yeah, he might be sitting at 2 kills, but his pressure alone is kind of forcing the speed up onto the C side.
Pancada's here. The trip is currently up. Just gets cleared out. Does he invest the pit? I mean, there's no way to do so comfortably here. That combo was so pretty. The breach flash hit to hit backside as MW dashes forward. The kills don't get any easier than that.
Everybody else dropping like flies around him, and he almost gets body blocked there, but the transfer for the operator might get him another kill. Sadhak on the flank of Havoc, so it's all left to MWZera and Khalil in this 2v4 scenario.
Khalil's in a tricky spot. He's got a paranoia in hand. There it is, invested. Tuyz on the tap. Do they hear it? Oh, they spotted it. Somehow, it's all onto Sadhak as he gets 3. The remaining members of Furia were just not able to hold him back.
It's like the duality of man. Yeah. Sadhak starts with what, like 2 and 9 or something, but then in this round just instas everybody. Guess that's just the life of a Neon player, especially when you're the IGL of this squad as well.
You just gotta keep shooting. That's what he does. Big round from him there.
This entry, yeah, the setup was amazing. You're 100% correct. That breach flash coming out at the perfect timing of MWZera sliding out, and even him getting out alive there was impressive in its own right. But look at that second shot. That's beautiful work from the IGL of Loud.
And so into the last round of the half we go. Finally, a little bit of the bleeding has been stopped. But Furia is still comfortable, still in the lead.
I think MW spotted less back sight. That's why the insta-stun comes out. But that trip was not broken, so not much to be worried about right now from the side of Loud. They know it's not going to be a fast V. Oh my god. What a pace in Garage right now.
Team members are here. Pancada and Less. Playing backside. Paranoia is traded. This is such an awkward spot to be in. No ults on the side of Furia, and it's not going to matter. Wow. Pancada and Kawanzin are so steadfast here.
One enemy remaining.
Alsra falls. Havoc in a 1v5. Yeah, they're weak, but a 1v5 is still a big ask.
Yeah, especially with the layers of smokes that are about to come out. The flank, that's another one. Oh my gosh, almost connects on the Tuyz there. Kind of worried about the flank, gives it a little jiggle.
Surely he doesn't 1v5, right?
Oh, it'd be so hard. But then again, we already saw 1v4 in the series.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
You never know. Trying to one-up his teammate, but this up-down, it's going to be too much to ask for. And Loud, they will secure that last round of the half, making it 5-7. Giving themselves a chance back into this game because it felt like for a second, Furia, they could have had a 9-3 on this half.
Yeah, they were starting to run away with it. But I think the big lesson there is whenever in doubt, stop feeding kills, set up in a high-low, and win the round. That's exactly what they do. But I do think you're right, though. Furia have and continue to impress. They continue to push Loud, and yes, it was primarily off of the heroics from MW, sitting at 16-9 at half, but they look good, up 2. Let's hear from Shandi and hear his thoughts on joining Furia's roster for the second time.
Então, a primeira vez que eu passei na Fúria foi logo no início do Valorant, foi o primeiro time que a Fúria teve. Então, muito feliz de estar de volta para estrear aqui nas franquias e também ao mesmo tempo por estar de volta na Fúria, que é uma organização que eu gosto muito. E acho que o que eu mais trago para essa Fúria, que eu desde aquela época eu sou bem assim, eu sou uma pessoa com muita energia, uma pessoa bastante ansiosa para frente, não gosto de ficar parado, gosto de ter motivação, alegria. E eu acho que é isso que faltava bastante na Fúria, então isso eu acho que é o principal fator que eu trago. Claramente a experiência e outras coisas de jogo também. Mas eu dou muito valor a isso. Eu acho que a alegria, estar vivendo esse sonho e passar isso para os meninos, acho que é a coisa mais importante.
Always good to hear from him. You know, he mentioned he likes to play with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, and a lot of excitement, and that doesn't necessarily reflect in the stats today. But when you think about him, when you watch his team on the stage and you see how impactful and how imperative he is in the vibes and in the chemistry of the team, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and he also just looks like a cool kid. Like, I would definitely want to hang out with him because, like, I feel like this is just a hobby to him and he's actually just like, you know, like Bad Bunny in disguise, like on the stage. What a cool looking guy, man. Really appreciate that. And then also, yeah, Furia, you know, they had such a rough showing their last series. We had the pleasure of casting that one. It was a stomp from EG, and it looked really cool for EG's point of view. But it's, you know, bittersweet when you're Furia after you beat 100 Thieves. You come back the next match, you get absolutely steamrolled. So now they have something to prove, and who other than a team like Loud to prove it up against?
You know, that victory, if it were to come through, would be exceptionally sweet. We do have to mention, though, now it's Loud turning over to the attack side. Yeah, Sonic has been quiet. He's been getting picked off a couple of times pretty early, but much like we saw in the close of that half, he just has to keep going, and he will find success.
Yeah. Most definitely. In this game so far, in the Battle of the Neons at least, it has been MWZera who's been on top with the first kills, first deaths. He's 3-1. Sadhak is sitting at 1-4. Let's see if this time around on the attacking side, Sadhak can slowly bring that to be more even.
He's going to have to.
In his favor.
I mean, he's going to have to. The fact that they are not running a breach to set him up either kind of leaves some questions.
Yeah, it makes it kind of hard, but also, he is a Neon that enables the rest of his squad as well, breaking a lot of Killjoy utility early on here. Understanding that rotate will probably come out. That's why you see them already falter back and space be taken front B. Now less. He's looking for a 1v1 right now. If anybody's willing to give it to him, he might take their head off clean.
I mean, MW will give it to you every time. He will take the fight. He may not always win him, but the guy is resolute when it comes to that. Still playing backside. Sadak just on the other side. Both Neons go in, threaten each other a little bit, and then dash back out. Meanwhile, Shandi falling early.
That was a crazy shot right through the crack of the garage doors. But that Omen flash, that's brutal.
It's so good. MW will get another.
What?
But he will fall. That's 2 now that Pancada's gotten that are pretty ridiculous shots. He's having such a good game right now.
We got to see those over. But yeah, he is popping off right now in his own right. On the Viper, nonetheless. I mean, that's a very comfortable role for him.
Havoc and Ozra forced to figure out how they get through a 2v4 retake with a pistol. That will certainly help the situation. Pancada on the other side, and Les is there too.
But now it's both players found out. Info gathered for the side of Loud. No double swings yet. There it is.
There were just too many numbers at the end there. I think as soon as they drop down to 1, there's blood in the water. They're going to get pounced upon. That's exactly what happens.
Gotta see those shots from Pancada. That one through the garage doors from the start. That must have been a pixel angle, a little nasty shot right there. And the follow-up, just one tap. Oh, that's disgusting. Peeked into it.
Just takes a step.
And then that one through the Omen smoke, just has a feeling someone's sitting there. You can kill me. Pancada sitting at 15 kills.
There was so much excitement for Pancada as it was announced that he was joining Loud again, and you know, after his brief absence from VCT, his presence was sorely lacking, and you could tell it was felt. When you put some performances like this, you understand why. Sada gets the spike down. Loud should be able to get back out of here. Have 3 rifles into this round, too, and a stinger.
Yeah, they're just going for full post plant spam right now, and rightfully so. Why even play any close angles? But it can get a little dicey. It can get a little scary here. Once that Omen smoke comes back for Khalil, there's an opportunity to potentially stick the spike.
That one way makes it so difficult.
That Molly doesn't land far enough to get anybody out. Flank comes through from Havoc, but he's not able to connect any of those shots, and it should be an easy cleanup right now. Wait, Little Bro's on.
He
gets half.
He gets half. He's gonna have to stick. No
way.
He's gonna stick it. He's
No
gonna
way.
stick it the whole way. What?
A thrifty from Furia. That's the only way Loud loses the round, is if the spike is sticked. In a moment like that, Little Bro, he got half. Felt like he did more of the work, though. That first half, it could be so hard to get, and it's so important to get it.
For a long time, it just looked like they were going to be waiting things out and then dying to the spike, but what a ridiculous close to that round.
And a lot of teams in these moments, they actually put that Omen smoke deeper into that C-long choke. But I feel like that tends to favor the attacking side on the post plant this time.
Oh boy.
It's Havoc to get the first blood into Garage. A fast pace of Loud zone. But the thing is, when you're running a Viper Omen composition like this, I feel like playing fast doesn't tend to be the preference that you want.
I mean, when you've got a Neon, though.
Yeah, but still.
Gotta go fast.
What's the follow-up utility with it? You know, all you have is a Sky Flash.
Yeah.
In this case, you just get spammed in Garage based off of the Neon, and it's not even the Neon that drops. Poor Tuyz. Zadok trying to even the numbers right now, and he will do that. Maybe and some more. He slides back in.
That's bold, and it works. He gets his 2. They're going to try to push back in through spawn, but Les is going to be a little too late to the party, isn't he? He gets his 1, but now they know where he is, and he's trying to call a bluff, but it's not a bluff. He's gotten it to happen again. They've asked for help from the 3rd member of the team. Les falls, the defuse comes through, Furia get to 9.
Yeah, Shandi closing out the round there. The double swing at the end. We got Little Bro sticking the spike. Looked effortless right there. A good job playing the 5v4 advantage for Furia. They're looking really good right now. They look really confident. They don't look distraught at all. The setups make sense. That was probably as wild as it's gotten.
Sure.
Put the cleanup from the rest of the squad on point. Look good right now.
I mean, once you get that thrifty come through in the 2nd round of the half, yeah, all momentum goes back your way.
Fast A fight from both squads. MW with the wraparound, can't connect because of the dizzy. Oh, but he connects on a Kawanzin.
Managing to settle Tuyz, feeling some of the pressure. Tries to reposition.
Oh, this might work.
They're pushing really hard against him here. He still manages to get 1, though.
What a great trade. And now Pancada, he's like, guys.
What happened?
Yo, I just got to my lurk spot. What's going on right now? Poor guy, he's in a 1v4. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to crawl back into this one. It's probably pretty obvious, too, from the side of Furia where he's been positioned.
Oh, I imagine the rest of this round is a conversation for Loud. Potentially even a timeout on the other side of this. You know, we've seen that a couple times where the round is, for all intents and purposes, decided, and it becomes a little mini timeout into the next one. So we'll see if that's the case as we have a few seconds to think things through. Furia continue to look impressive. MW continues to push the pace, and I think when you've got Nosworld playing as well as he has all year, alongside MW, who just continues to look more and more comfortable
30 seconds
in the
left.
Neon role,
yeah,
there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, and MW, he's been kind of struggling. I feel like he started off the season really hot, and he kind of lost his confidence halfway through, you know. I mean, it makes sense. You're having a bad season. It's really easy to be down on yourself.
Yeah, they were 0-6.
Yeah, but that reset for this stage, too, and beating 100 Thieves, a team that got, what,
10
top
seconds
4
left.
in Shanghai, and they won NA.
Yeah, to be able to best them there certainly feels good. And again, the possibility of Furia making playoffs is outrageously slim, but it exists. It is there.
I'll tell you what, they're definitely not going into this stage 2 thinking that, yeah, okay, we need to win every single match. You know, I think this is more of a team building experience right now more than anything. It's just making sure that they have a foundation, like we stated previously.
Sure.
And here's that timeout. Yeah, Loud needed to use this timeout. It's 6-10. You lose this next round, it's looking very dim.
Yeah, take this opportunity to yap a little bit more.
Yeah, and something I want to yap about is the composition choices, right?
Sure.
We have on one side from Furia, we have Gecko Breach, and Gecko being, you know, one of the solo info characters on this map isn't too popular. But I like the stuff that Furia does with it, especially on that attacking side. On the retakes as well, so far it's been looking good. And I like the use of the Breach, obviously. It pairs up very well with the Neon. Now, on the other side, we're seeing a really OG composition for the side of Loud. They kind of invented this, I feel like, where it's the double controller with the Viper lurks on A. The key difference is here is that Furia have game plans going up against this, and it feels like Loud has just not been ready for the re-clears or any type of stall that Furia did on their attacking sides. You know, like most notably how I told you on the sites, when they use the first layer, they wait, go to second layer. This time around, though, the big problem with this composition playing against the Viper is that A short lurk. It's just so deadly at times, and it denies so much info. But Furia did a great job that last round of doing a little crunch with MWZera and Shandi in that short A and re-clearing all that space.
It was so fast, too.
It's quick.
I mean, Loud didn't really have any idea of what hit him.
Yeah.
No chance to respond, no way to settle. So out of the extended timeout, Loud approached the 17th round with ult pop from Sadak already. And as soon as it gets used, it's put away.
He gets absolutely obliterated. He was on a lone mission. I'm sure he would have wished he had his breach of his own in that moment to set him up, but doesn't matter now. Khalil, the anchor on the C site, and it's MW running through garage window, cleaning up too. It's Pancada left alone again.
It was such a nice setup. And it was just so easy there. Pancada's gonna have to 1v3 this, and as soon as he looks away, Khalil is on the swing, still managing to land a dink, getting one for it. He got his 3, but Furia get another round. The window of opportunity for Loud just continues to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it's closing on them right now. And Pancada, he's the only one that's been able to open up any type of door that we've liked to see so far. Maybe he needs to be the first contact in a lot of these scenarios because he's being left alone on an island. Yeah, he's cleaning up 2-3 kills by himself. That was so disgusting, sliding out the garage window like that, by the way. Mad props to MW. You can see he's been putting in the work. Yeah, even he can't believe it.
Hey, he's watching it settle. Fury have gotten to 11. Look at this crunch setup. The paranoia in from a short. The dash in from mid with Dizzy over the top. Sadak is already dead, and Khalil with 3. That feels like a knockout punch.
Absolutely obliterating the opposition. Pancada alone again!
My ultimate is ready.
But he brings it to a 1v2 right now.
I mean, he's always good for at least 1, usually 2. The problem is, he's in 1v4s. He's in 1v5s.
How many has he been in? It's been the last, what, 3-4 rounds?
The gap that he has to make up when he finds himself in these positions is so great.
Toxins going up.
It's borderline impossible. But of course, it is Pancada we're talking about. And if this goes well, he's going to get 1s the entire way.
Screen down.
It's all on to Havoc now. This would be a massive swing in momentum. But can it be replicable, even if he's able to pull it off? A 1v1. Havoc waiting on the other side, and he can sit on the spike. He doesn't have to be aggressive. He doesn't have to take any of the space.
Oh my gosh.
30 seconds
Pancada
left.
has to go. And he does have plenty of time to think this one through, to approach it the way that he wants. Meticulous clearing of every single corner. Pancada gets all 4. The Red Bull clutch for Loud.
What an absolute monster in the server we're seeing right now. 23-11. A 1v4, he finally does it this time. And that was a great push. That defensive-sided aggression, it was perfect. But this, just getting sloppy at the end. Playing 1v1s, no trades. You can't give Pancada the time of day like this.
Nasra was kind of stuck mid. He wasn't able to join up with Havoc, so you're right, he got his 1s. And when you give Pancada 1s like that, yeah, he's going to punish you.
In this form that Pancada's in right now, no. You do not want to be giving him any of those.
I think, again, though, I've got to ask you a question that I asked you there at the end of the previous round is, how replicable is that? Because you can't keep continuing to ask him to deliver in 1v4s and 1v5s and think that's the key to success.
You're 100% right. It's definitely something that you cannot rely on and fall back on, but any more type of rounds that Loud can get to look back to normal and look like their normal selves, because they've been looking like a shell of themselves lately. A nice pick from MWZera once more.
All of that was punished off of seeing where the cam came from.
Yep.
As it goes up, they know that somebody's playing in the tight corner, and they dump everything in the kitchen sink to clean them up, and they do so.
They've denied that A lurch so many times. And it's been paying out dividends for them later in the round. Tuyz, he has a free B site while all this commotion is happening. Sadhak! What was that?
They're committing to C. Wait, they've got the plant. They don't know that Khalil's here. Okay, finally spotted. 12 HP now. The flash up. The swing through. Khalil dead. A 4v2, the way of Loud. This is a big one. They've got the pit down. I don't think there's any way for Furia to get back into this.
No, it's just a save right now from the side of Furia. And Tuyz, he's on the hunt right now, so it's all left to Shandi, all alone here. He will get an upgrade, I believe, right here. That's Less's gun from the previous round. But yeah, just to get back to my point, I mean, the more rounds that you give Loud to bring a comeback, get them back into the form that we all know that they can be in, that's not a good thing for you. So losing that important 1v4 round like that, giving Loud more opportunities to crawl back into the game, which we've seen them do time and time again, it's not something that you want from the side of Furia.
Yeah, you can't give them much.
You could have been on match point already. Think about that.
Now to the way of Loud.
And this next round, here we go, that replay. That was so nice, being able to see right over the cage. Nice heads-up play. Tuyz with the response, front B. It was just easy cleanup after that. Yeah, it will be a Furia timeout, so they are going to be on a pretty dodgy buy, to say the least. I mean, there's only one rifle that was saved from the previous round. And yeah, they're wishing they were on 12 right now, I'll tell you that.
I do like the timing of this timeout, though. I mean, given that we're so close to the end of the map, given that they're only a couple of rounds away from putting Loud away, have the conversations now, figure out how you need to close this through, if it's through prioritizing ult orbs in order to be able to deal a big punch like that at the end of the half or whatever it may be. But you just can't let this one slip away, man. For as dominant as you've looked on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they look great.
They look good on attack. They look good on defense. They've really got Loud pushed here. I mean, can't let this one get away.
Seriously, if they don't lose that 1v4, all of a sudden Loud's on like a scrappy buy, you're sitting at match point, it might have been over already.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to clean this one out, clean it up, finish this one. Like I said, it's going to be a dodgy buy, but they do transfer the rifle that Shandi brought over in the last round onto MWZera, and he's been popping off, so there's still a chance. That timeout was for the next two rounds. Most notably, you know, the round after this, where it's going to be a full buy from Furia, but...
And Nazar should have his ult online.
But who knows? You know, we've seen a bunch of crazy ecos happen in the last couple of days.
All year, it feels like.
Yeah. Especially with the stingers. I mean, the thrifties with the stingers, we've seen so many crazy shots be landed, especially on close range angles. Khalil almost drops right there. No heal to bring him back to full.
No, he just gets tagged instantly. They draw the paranoia out. The dog was invested. He gets away.
Good job right now from Loud, though, baiting out all that utility. Baiting out that paranoia, baiting out the omen smoke. One comes back online for Khalil. But so far, good job of not getting punished, not taking any type of damage, and identifying that there was a potential stack on the C site.
They're already ahead of this, though. Furia have 3 members here. Is he going to stick that?
Stun.
Tuyz doesn't commit. There is some of the utility here and a couple of ults that they can play around. They're just going to rotate away, but look at all the space that Shanju's taken.
Yeah, and it's been these moments for Loud where they tend to crumble. I'm thinking of the MIBR match right now. Every single time Loud seemed to play these super slow rounds, they got punished for it.
The trip is going to keep them back. It's so well played. MW's going to get caught through the smoke at the hands of Sadhak. Nozzle playing backside as Sadhak gets another. The trip has been cleared, and now Les is able to turn attention back his way. He's got him spotted, though. He's got him figured out. He's got him corralled and controlled in the cage. Les falls.
I'm out.
They're weak on the other side, but there's just not enough guns. There's not enough space to do this, is there? Loud gets to 9. That was messy.
Yeah. Averting a crisis honestly. But good work from Sadhak, most notably. He got 3 into that round. 1 on the entry, taking out his counter, MWZera, who, yeah, got stuck in that little awkward spot. Omen smoke coming up right in front of his face. A good anti-eco from Loud. It got a little bit weird, rotating from C to A back to C. Could have gotten punished in the transition, but they didn't this time around.
Aggression from MW. They've already taken A long.
Yeah, and this is something you're going to see a lot from this side of Furia. They do not want Loud to get any type of lurk in a short, so you're going to see these two, most notably, re-clearing all of this space together. It's really good job right now from Furia to deny that A-lurk. Ooh, Havoc, it's getting dicey in garage window, but he's still alive somehow.
He's got to be careful. He's got that ult.
Hey, it's such an important ult in a round like this.
And again, MWZera has his.
Oh my goodness, he might just catch up. Oh, doesn't spam the wall, but he will get out.
Oh, but they've left a trap.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh!
Easy now! You let that one overcook, son!
Exactly where you are.
What a mess!
Sometimes you just gotta take what you're given.
Cracks
are too greedy.
Cracks are starting to show. The reposition is really nice from Khalil. Stays alive, but they've got to understand they don't have backside control. You cannot be lulled into a false sense of security. A second tap of the spike, a second swing from Sadhak, and he gets decapitated. Pancada, of course, it's Pancada. Who else? MWZera on the response, but he cannot answer all of the questions that are asked of him.
Another scrappy buy now for Furia, and just like that, this might be a tie game. That 1v4 from Pancada. My goodness, are they reaping the benefits? And wow.
That was so close.
In that moment, that was such a good and important kill that was needed. I'm so glad production got that replay of that shot from Kawazin.
Shout out the observers, they're the goats.
That was such a nasty angle for him to just come out of garage doors like that and hold back sight. Really good awareness of Loud in their own right, basically doing what Furia did to them on their defensive side, right back at him. Just holding for the back sight, waiting for any type of mistake for the defenders to make. And this time around, it was a little bit of over-peaking. But yeah, that short kill, that's a rough one right there.
Last time out for either squad, so we're hands off the wheel for the rest of it. 1 round separating these two, and again, it's been all Furia up until the last 4 rounds, up until that 1v4 from Pancada that you mentioned.
You cannot give Loud a chance back into the game. As soon as they feel it, they're gonna take it, and they're like, okay, now we can win this. They have so much experience. Every single member on this squad has so much experience under their belt. It's absurd.
I mean, Pancada hasn't had to deliver any more 1v3s, 1v4s, 1v5s, anything like that. Every round since then has been so much cleaner.
It's been convincing, yeah.
So there's a very good chance we get to 11-11, barring a thrifty. And you imagine here if you're Furia, get Shanji's ult online, keep Havoc's ult up, and then go from there.
Insta mid walk, MW. Loud will be aware of something in middle, not because of that sky flash. And this has been the case most of the rounds for Loud on their anti-ecos. It's been just kind of prodding up C-Long with that orb, seeing if there's any type of read that they have on Furia, maybe baiting out a stack, baiting out some key utility. Here comes the re-clear of mid. This is all because of that sky flash connecting earlier in that.
Right. Khalil's posted it pretty close here. I can't imagine he's going to get challenged. It seems like Loud have eyes set on B.
They're going to have a free sight here as well. I wonder if this wrap out of garage, though, if that could be a thorn in the side of Loud, but Pancada, he's already setting up for it. Yeah, this off angle is so hard to clear. He should, unless he whiffs in this moment right here, he should get these kills for free.
I mean, they might crunch.
Oh, they're wrapping. Yeah, they're wrapping garage window right now.
Furia thought they were the ones who had the trap set. Sadhak is in such a good position, but only gets one, only tries for one. Doesn't force the matter. I'm really surprised that they've invested this ult here.
Yeah, I feel like this is a bit of a blunder. It doesn't really get you that much space anyway. Yeah, it's a free actual site. Maybe they're banking on defusing the bomb again, the spike?
Well, I mean, it's been worn out. At this point, the timing window that they may have had is now gone.
Little bro's on it, but he gets taken off immediately. This is a much harder post plan.
These smokes are so miserable to try to get through. They're so weak, though. And again, all they have is pistols, but is it going to be enough? I don't believe so. Havoc's in a really nice spot. Kalantin's left alone. He's got to settle the shots. He's gotten it down to 1. Khalil starting the defuse. Time is so short. He's got to stick it, and it's a spam through the smoke again. But Kalantin stops it. The Red Bull clutch comes through, and we're tied at 11. Why is Loud? Why do Loud always deliver heart attacks?
They're a team that starts off very slow normally, and this match is definitely indicative of that. This time around, this was a nasty shot. I thought for sure Pancada had the upper hand here. I kind of wonder what it looked like from his point of view. It was probably so quick.
Yeah.
But even here, I mean, this came down to a 2v1. Havoc went a little too fast on that timing on the flank after he got the first kill. But speaking of fast plays, Sadak, he wanted to go fast into A lobby. That breach stun, he gets him off.
Meanwhile, MW has an op online. Currently posted up towards C, no challenge that way yet.
Yeah, no one there at all. And this is Loud that has been ending C for most of this half. So when this A hit finally comes through, he might catch a lot of the members from Furia sleeping.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think they've ended A at all.
No. Not one round. Oh, the turn! Kalantin, he gets 2.
Striking just while the iron is hot.
It's round over. Surely. Can't bring this one back.
What a colossal meltdown. I mean, like Pompeii type here. Furia should have put this away. But it seems like Loud are going to be able to waltz through the rest of this with very little resistance. I mean, they have to save these weapons. They're going to carry 2 rifles and an op into the next. Maybe they can toss that over as MW should have his ult online, but to be this close and to let this one go hurts.
Yeah, that's brutal. It's a brutal feeling. I mean, they had every right to win this map. And all of a sudden, it's going to be Loud on match point? Are you kidding me? Well, there will be some nice exit kills from the side of Furia. The only saving grace we've seen so far, but that's the operator gone.
That's the one you needed.
You're not getting that one back either.
They will carry 2 rifles. And again, MW does have his ult. Ooh.
My goodness, Pancada's been an absolute freak and a menace this entire map.
He really has been.
I mean, he might end this game with 30. I'll tell you what, if he gets left in another 1v4, he'd love to get 30.
Currently sitting at 27 and 13.
Yep.
You take a look at this one more time. As they were trying to do their best to keep some of those weapons online. Again, the op did fall, and now there's not enough to invest back into it. So what do you bring into this? A Guardian, a Bulldog, a Judge?
You do have a lot of ultimates. That is the saving grace. You got the Thrash available. First one of the half, I believe. It's kind of weird to say that. You know, when we think of Geckos, we pride so heavily how many times you get that ultimate in a half.
Too many. Way too many.
Yeah, this has been a disaster defensive side from the side of Furia. Might be a second. I don't recall how he used the first one if he did have it. But either way, he has it available for this last round.
They've already gotten past the smoke. MW's so active here.
They hear him. Yeah, and this is that problem with that lurk wall that you have to deal with. It's just so dicey. Oh, look. With all this utility being shown from Loud, they're not even in a lobby and they bait out the hot hands right now.
They played him like a fiddle.
That being said, though, this is a crossfire play in Garage. This could be good, but what is that from Sadak?
Just seeing through walls.
Oh my goodness. A picture-perfect moment for Sadak.
2 from the leader. Now the ult pop. They're going to rotate back A. And they're going to find a free site.
I mean, they've done it, surely. Sadak, the IGL, a menace of his own on this attacking side.
30 seconds left.
Such a brutal way for this to turn. As they say, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And this finish has been all Loud, all the way.
What a comeback, man.
Just 2 remaining for the defense.
You truly can never count this team out. You gotta sit them down. You gotta put them in the ground if you wanna beat them.
To finish it on a flawless round for Loud is just ridiculous. 13-11, it seemed like they were done, it seemed like they were down, and it seemed like Furia were finally gonna get a map off of Loud, and it just comes up 2 rounds too short. What a tragic way for that to go. And again, it was off of that 1v4 from Pancada. That was the switch. That's where everything turned.
Yeah, I mean, you said it to perfection. That was the moment. That was where it all crumbled for Furia. Not playing the disciplined game. They thought they had it in the bag. Yeah, they did that aggressive push, and it worked out great. They got 4 to the round. But if you're not closing it out like that, you're giving a team like Loud the confidence to come back. You cannot be giving a team like this the opportunity to do so.
No, with the experience that they have, they're able to shut the door in the face of Furia. 13-11 on Haven. Icebox on the other side of the spray booth. See you guys right back.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.